heroes together.
It's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
Danny, light it up.
Hey guys, this is Moody, and I am reviewing The Defenders. I just finished watching all 8 episodes, so it's fresh in my head, and we can talk about it. I do want to warn you, there is spoilers, because there's just no way I can review it without giving you some details on some of the stuff. So go watch it, it's on Netflix, then come on back and watch this review. So, alright. Let me just start off right off the bat. The first episode, I didn't like it. It was boring to me. And honestly, probably up until episode 4 I really was not feeling this show whatsoever. It was really poorly paced. It was slow. And I think that is my main problem with, I think, the whole show in general. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, because I did. But I'm just like, I think the pacing was a little weird, because sometimes it's like they're on the clock, they're rushing, and then they'll stop and like talk, and you're like, but aren't you guys in a rush? You know what I mean? Like, come on, what's going on? So basically, they basically I'm gonna be honest. I watched Daredevil, and I saw like half of Jessica Jones. Then I just kind of stopped watching it, because I wasn't feeling it. So I wasn't feeling it. Even though, don't get me wrong, as much as I love David Tennant, because I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, I don't know, I wasn't feeling Jessica Jones. It was really depressing, and I just wasn't in the mood for it. I completely skipped Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist. I was never interested in watching Iron Fist. And then once the reviews came out for it, I was like, I just don't want to watch the show. And according to a lot of people, I didn't miss much. But I did catch up on like what's going on with everybody enough to be prepared to watch this, show. So basically, you see where everyone is in their lives at the time. And then basically, once they all come together is when the show really finally, once things kick into gear, which to me happens in episode 4, when they're, because at the end of the day, the plot is simple. They need to stop the Hand, pretty much. The Hand, who you see in pieces of them in all the shows, are made up of 5, people plus their leader, and they're from different countries, and they need to stop them because they're gonna destroy New York. And I'm not 100% clear on like how they're gonna do, but whatever, it doesn't matter. That's essentially the most basic plot, that possible. And I like that. It's simple. You don't overthink it. You just gotta stop these people. That's it. Okay, great. So one of the things that I didn't like on this show, or about these superheroes, these vigilantes in general, is that they don't kill, which I know I'm not trying to say I love mass murder or anything like that, but the problem is that a lot of the problems that they're having would be solved if they would just kill the person. When the African dude, when they have him tied up, in one of the episodes they have the African dude tied up, and it's like, you know that this guy's gonna try to kill you, just kill him. So I like Stitch. Or Sticks? No, Stitch. No, what's his name? Sticks, I believe is his name. I like him because he just gets the nitty-gritty done. Now, I didn't like that he tried to kill Iron Fist, but, that I didn't think he was gonna die. But, hey, I mean, it's okay. Someone had to die, which is a perfect segue into my next point. So the huge spoiler, if you have not, you should not be watching this if you haven't seen the show. I kind of was pissed for 2 reasons about the ending. When Daredevil died, like, I was mad because he's my favorite. So when they killed him, I legit was sad. Like when Foggy and and the other one, I always forget her name for some reason. when like they are like staring at the door waiting for Matt to come through and he doesn't, like I freaking started crying. You know, I cry for everything, so like in movies, so it doesn't matter. But like, you know, I was crying and like I felt legit bad for them, you know. And when they were in the church, like I felt really bad for them. So for them to just segue then into revealing he's alive, how, dude? He doesn't have, if it was Luke Cage under there, then okay, that makes sense. But Daredevil doesn't have, that's not his power, right? He just fights really good. Am I correct? If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments, but I could have sworn that the Daredevil just has heightened senses and stuff. He cannot withstand the fall of a building. How the hell how? Oh my gosh, in Defenders 2 or the next Daredevil, whichever one they do next, how? That's all, how. They better explain. Oh my god. Well, I'm sure they will, but like, how? I'm befuddled. They got me. They really did. I just, that one, Marvel, you're gonna have to, like, I don't even know how you could begin to try to explain that. I just don't know. Apart from that, Jessica Jones has some quippy dialogue. I kind of like how they all interacted with each other. Like Luke Cage and Iron Fist clearly have some sort of like bromance going on. Like they legit look like they're like friends. They feel like friends. It's kind of Claire, the nurse. She's pretty much slept with half of them. Am I correct? That's weird. And then Jessica Jones has slept with Luke Cage. There's a lot of people sleeping with each other. Like, there's 8 million people in New York, people. Come on. Like, why are y'all sleeping with each other? Seriously. And I didn't watch Iron Fist, so maybe this is why, like, I didn't know about this a little bit. I wasn't particularly crazy about the actor. Like, Loras Tyrell from Game of Thrones, he was fine in Game of Thrones. In this, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling his character. I can't figure out what his personality is. Like, is he like some Tony Stark, like rich playboy type of guy? Or is he like just stupid, like, or a dumb rich kid? Like, I couldn't figure him out. Luke Cage, without having seen the show, you could figure him out. Like, so, and you know, I actually like him as a character. I don't mind. He actually did a good job. I didn't like Loras Tyrell. And so it kind of threw me out a little bit. I also didn't like the Colleen chick. And it's maybe because, I don't know, like, and there were like, sorry, I'm just spewing everything out because I don't want to forget anything because I just finished watching it. The scenes with Claire and Colleen, there was way too many of them that I could have had less of because I honestly don't care about either of them. So, you know, there was just way too much talking on this show. It was like, and it's weird because I like rich character moments, you know, and for some reason in this show I was like, just fight. I just want to see you fight. Just fight. Just stop talking and just fight. And specifically in the last episode, or the second to last episode, when you binge them, they all kind of mesh together. They're at Midland and they have to get through the door and try to go get Danny, because Danny is the key to opening the door where they can get the substance so that then they can live on forever and live a bunch of lives, right? So they're in a hurry, you know, they don't know what's going on. So they have to fight to get to the door. That's fine. The hand disappears after they fight them somehow. I don't know how the hell they disappeared, but they disappear. And they just like are standing around and I'm like, go, like, you know, like, come on, like, there's cops coming, like, go get Danny. Like, what are you doing standing there? So then once they go inside and they know for sure that cops are coming now, then they stand in the lobby what felt like 20 minutes trying to figure out whether they want to blow up the building or not. And it's like, dude, like, she's at the end of the day, Colleen's right. Like, we gotta end this. Like, just, that's it. You know what I mean? But they like debate about it for way too long. And I get it. It's not in Luke Cage's nature to, you know, blow up a building and kill people. But still, like, let's go. Come on, we're getting to the nitty gritty. Like, let's go. And even when they're fighting, when the Iron Fist is fighting Elektra, like, they're also talking. It's like, stop talking, people. Just fight. I just want to see you fight. So I get it. It might sound like an a-hole because people are like, oh, but it's progressing the story. I'm just saying I didn't care for it. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real, guys. Sorry. I'm just letting you know how I feel. Oh, okay. Few points. Just, I'm almost done. But Sigourney Weaver. Okay. Sigourney Weaver's a fantastic actress. She really is. And I think she played the part well. I just didn't really find her very interesting. She was always, you know, she's mysterious, which is great because you're like, what's your deal? She likes to eat alone, you know, etc. But they set up this subplot of like, she needs to hurry up because she's dying. But at the end of the day, which I did not see coming, Elektra just totally murders the crap out of her. And that honestly, that was shocking. You're like, what? Like, my mouth opened. And that was a cool scene. But I just didn't understand Elektra's motivation in that, nor like, I just didn't feel like it was, I don't know, I didn't feel like that moment was earned. I just don't think that they developed Elektra enough to get her to that point. And so that's not Sigourney Weaver's fault, but I just feel like they you know, they set up this thing where she's dying or whatever, so she needs a substance, but then it all kind of went nowhere. Like, her character essentially just dies, and it's almost like how I felt with Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed. It's like, dude, you've gone on this journey with this guy, and then they shoot him in the head, and then that's it. It's like, what the hell is the point of all this? You know, to be watching this, you know, that's my only gripe. I wasn't that invested in the character, but she did a good job at act. I mean, she's Sigourney Weaver. She's gonna be awesome, but I just didn't feel like that. It wasn't earned. I didn't care for it. Apart from that, I do like when they're fighting together. I mean, the fight scenes are always on point on this, like on Daredevil. So honestly, every fight, I can't think of a fight scene I didn't like. They were all awesome, and I really enjoyed some of the little, when the characters just kind of interacted on their own, or when like Sticks, I'm gonna get it right someday. Sticks, when he tries to murder Iron Fist and then Luke Cage tries to get him, and like they have this moment where he calls out Luke, and like he's looking at him, and then he just passes out. Then Elektra knocks all of them out. That was pretty good. It was good. It gets good. To me, after episode 5, it's when it really starts rolling. But even then, there's still some moments in the episode that are like kind of slow. And once the action ends, like on the final scene, you know, after they blow up the building, then there was a couple moments. I mean, I get it. You want to wrap up everyone's storyline. I don't know. Like, I felt satisfied, but I didn't love this show. It was good though. I thought it was entertaining. I mean, obviously it kept my attention, but honestly, after episode 3, I almost thought about like bailing on the whole thing and not finishing it. The fact that I love Daredevil so much is what kept me going, and I'm glad I did at the end of the day. So, you know, if obviously you wouldn't be watching this if you hadn't watched it, but if you just happen to be watching this and you haven't seen it, give it a good 4 episodes, with the exception of like episode 4 is half of it's good. They're in that restaurant for way too long. There's even like a dumpling scene with like Luke and Iron Fist, and I'm just like, what are they sitting there? Like, what's the plan? You know? So that's the only thing. Also, I was a little upset when Jessica Jones drives in the car in the restaurant. knocks out Elektra and then walks around her to just get the glory Avengers shot of all of them. It's like, dude, she's down, like, kick her in the face, like, finish her, you know? But hey, plot armor, what can I say? So yeah, my questions honestly about the show in general moving forward for the next Defenders is, how did Daredevil survive? Obviously, is Elektra alive too? Because technically, like, I guess she would be stronger than him. So if he survived, how would she not? That's honestly that's about it. Honestly, I honestly don't care what happens to Jessica Jones. She did get less annoying. She was a little annoying in the beginning for me, just with all her quips and stuff, like, yeah, you know. But I moving forward, like, maybe I'll watch Jessica Jones season 2 if it's a little bit more lighthearted. The first season was just way too intense for me. And Luke Cage, I actually enjoyed him. I didn't enjoy the fact that every time they cut to him, like, on a solo thing, like in the first episode, it was always like some like hip hop song, and like, it's like, okay, like, why doesn't it? Oh, that reminds me, when they cut the fight scene at the end, and it's like, was that a Wu-Tang song or something? It was just, I mean, I get they're trying to be different, but it just felt so strange because it comes out of nowhere. Sometimes when there's a strange song playing in a movie, and then you see the fight over it, like, you know, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and there's like a fight scene, you know, like, for example, if they do it in Face Off, with the kids listening to the thing on the headphones, so then they just put it over the whole action scene. But in this show, there's no context for that song to be in there because they've been using like score music the whole other time. So it's so strange when they cut to it, because you're like, why? Don't get me wrong, I like the song. The song's awesome, but it just felt really weird because there's no context for why this song would be playing at this moment. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sound off below and let me know what you thought of the Defenders if you watched it. And you know, if you liked it and you're gonna check out their, you know, the rest of the shows. Honestly, the whole time I was thinking that I would have really preferred the Punisher on the Defenders. So I really hope he's a part of it next time. Because when they were sitting there debating all this stuff about like killing certain people, I'm like, oh, Punisher would have murdered everyone already. You guys could have been having lunch right now. So honestly, sound off below if you want to see the Punisher in the Defenders. There is a Punisher trailer at the end. And of course I enjoyed it. I'm totally on board for the Punisher, who's my favorite part of season 2. So of Daredevil. And honestly, I'm gonna give the Defenders I'm gonna do a 3.5 out of 5. Because it was enjoyable, but like I felt like something was missing, or it could have been better. It could have been better paced for me. When I didn't really like the first 4 episodes, so it's like I didn't like half the season. And so therefore I can't, but then the last 4 episodes are really enjoyable and action packed. So for me, that's why I kind of have to give it like a half score, you know? So go ahead and, you know, if you want to sound off below, let me know what you think. And hopefully we'll see each other again next time on the next Defenders. Take care. Bye.